The best wildlife photography idea I've had this year came to me in the shower. And yes, I really do mean that. Because this photograph started right here. To explain that, we need to go back a few weeks. I was in Bocas del Toro, on Panama's Caribbean coast, leading a 5-day photography trip for a private client. Often called the Galapagos of the Caribbean, these islands are packed with incredible wildlife. Sloths, hummingbirds, toucans, and some of the most colourful frogs found anywhere on Earth. That was our main target, to find and photograph the poison dart frog.
Good morning.
The very first morning, we headed straight into the forest right on our doorstep. And it didn't take long before we found them.
Oh my god.
Tiny, bright, almost unreal in the green of a jungle. In fact, once we started looking, they seemed to be everywhere. And at the same time, nowhere. You'd spot one, move a step closer, and then it was gone. And the weather, well, that wasn't making life any easier.
It's chucking it down with rain and I'm absolutely soaked through to the skin.
If the rain got too heavy, or the sun came out, they'd disappear under cover. I was coming away with perfectly good record shots, photos I was pleased with, but I knew there was a much more creative image hiding somewhere. Eventually, the rain won. We headed back to the lodge to dry off, grab some lunch, and rethink our plan. Some of the wildlife seemed to have the same idea as us. Some frogs began appearing on the veranda, even tree frogs sheltering under the eaves. Tiny reflections forming in the rainwater. These everyday moments were now turning into more interesting photographs. The rain continued all day and all night, and the next morning began much as the previous one did. Rain was hammering on the bathroom roof as I went to have a shower. And then I noticed something. A dart frog near my foot. In the dim dawn light, it suddenly hit me. I wasn't just standing in the bathroom. I was standing in the perfect poison dart frog studio. A completely dark background, shower water falling just like rain at the turn of a tap, the ability to place light exactly where I wanted it, and a wild subject that literally lives in damp environments now coming to me. Everything I'd been fighting in the rainforest, I could now control. My first attempts at any photos were messy. My autofocus kept hunting, light spilt straight into the lens and everything flared. Then there was the question of humidity, which kept fogging the front element of the lens. And as for the frogs, well, they simply hopped off. So I realised I had to change one thing at a time. Lower my torchlight, move it behind the rock, and aim it upwards. Directional light from behind, I figured, would make the higher droplets sparkle, whilst the bottom of the frame would be submerged in darkness. It all gradually started to come together. But then I realised what I actually wanted. The silhouette was nice, but I wanted those incredible colours. So I got my second torch and positioned this from the front, just enough to gently illuminate the frog. It was a constant balance of challenges. Too much water or too much bright light, and the frog would hop off. Too little of either, and the scene lost its atmosphere. Then, after many attempts, finally everything aligned. Colours, texture, droplets suspended in the air, just like a glass chandelier. This is the joy of wildlife photography. The photograph wasn't planned, the idea wasn't. It came from paying attention and being open to the unexpected. We came to Bocas del Toro hoping to photograph some of the world's most colourful poison dart frogs, and we succeeded. But my favourite image from the trip was inspired by the challenges of a tropical rainstorm, an open-air shower, and trying to turn those conditions into an opportunity rather than fight against them. It certainly wasn't the photograph I'd imagined when I arrived in Panama, but it quickly became my favourite because it made me look at something familiar in a completely unexpected way. As wildlife photographers, it's easy to think that the next great photograph requires walking a little bit further, exploring around the next corner. But some of the best photo opportunities come when you stop searching, when you slow down, look at the conditions around you, and ask yourself, What is this really showing me? In this case, this was definitely one of my better shower ideas, and hopefully not the last.